Hi guys, Nicolette here from Gab-Nic Excelsior Nursing Tutoring Center. I came on today just for a quick little video explaining how you guys can better understand certain concepts. So sometimes as you study, there are some information that can be very difficult to grasp, and there might not be a logical way of understanding the concept in order for you to remember it later, right? So you have to find whatever means you can in order to engrave it into your mind and file it so that you can recall it later on. And sometimes you have to be a little more creative, right? It's not about memorizing. Sometimes you can't find a mnemonic. Sometimes it's an imagery or an example or how you connect the information that will allow you to remember it later. For example, when I think about the concept of exothermic and endothermic, I find that it's hard to remember when exothermic is being used and when endothermic is being used. So if you're thinking about chemicals, right? When there's a reaction and bonds are breaking, is it endothermic or is it exothermic? And when bonds are forming, is that endothermic or is that exothermic? So this is just an example of how you can remember information. And you can use this in about just anything that you're trying to remember, just associating with certain concept that makes sense to you. But obviously, as you come up with these little tricks and examples, you have to remember them, right? Because that's the point. Okay, so the way that I remember whether a bond is exothermic or endothermic, if it's breaking or getting together, this is what I do. So I think about endothermic, right? And I say something is coming in, right? If it's coming to me, is going inside, right? I think if it's coming in to this sample or whatever. So then if energy is coming in, the energy has to be placed somewhere, right? So it is going to have to make space so that it can fit, right? So then whatever bonds are in there, in order to make more room, they have to move aside. They have to come apart and make room inside of where they are in order to encompass the energy. So that's how I kind of put together endothermic breaks bonds, because when the energy comes in, when the heat comes in, when the work is being done, the energy is coming in, it is going into the bond. It's breaking the bond apart and going into the spaces of the bond, breaking it apart. So that's how I kind of remember endothermic. So in my mind, I go energy comes in, and so it breaks the bond to make space to come in. And now when it's exothermic, I think about, okay, exothermic, right? So now what are happening? So this was bond breaking, right? When bonds are breaking, they're breaking apart, is because energy is coming in and is forcing it to break apart. Okay, so now when bonds are being put together, they're being forced to put together, forced together. Well, there's an energy that is being used here, and what that energy is doing as a bond is being pushed together, it is, the energy's in here somewhere, right? It's going to be pushed out, because it's like when you're squashing two fruits, and then they get flattened and then the contents get spewed out. I guess, I don't know, that's how I imagine it. And that in my head makes me remember when bonds are being pushed together to get bonded. It's so difficult. So in order to do it, the whatever energy is here that's doing the work, it gets spewed out. So it's exothermic. Okay, that is the image. It's really drastic and dramatic and just like weird in its own way, but it makes sense to me. And now it allows me to remember when bonds are being broken, right? I do this whole gesture and everything. Bonds are broken. That means energy is coming in to break the bonds. The energy makes space. The bonds must split apart to get the energy in. And when bonds are being put together, they're squishing together, and there's no more room. So then the energy has to be spewed out because the bonds are forcing themselves together and the energy is in the way. They got to come out. Okay, so anyway, that's what I wanted to share. Just a little example of how I remember certain things. So you can use this in whatever way is possible. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to make sense to other people, as long as you can use your imagination and the information that you have about everyday life to make that information sink into your mind and get absorbed and processed so that it can be filed, you can remember it later. Okay, anyway, so if I ever think of any other examples, not of exothermic or endothermic, but anything else that I try to remember, in the little examples or funny I don't know, experiences that I can use to kind of illustrate what I'm trying to remember, I will share. Thank you guys for watching, or thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. If you want to see more videos like this to help you with the sciences, most especially, as in nursing, medical, whatever, and the terms and information that I can share, I definitely will be posting. So click like if you like this video, or subscribe if you really like this video and want to see more. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.